Okay, Coach. Well, the holiday rush, that's in full swing in nearby Manhattan, but we've got football here 8 miles west at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New York Jets. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go. 70, Indy.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Well, he's going to take a shot right away, and that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Look at me. Go. Protein spill. Say. Kill.
And to give this time to the tailback. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on third and a tough 9.
Ready, set.
Mike 57, Mike.
Hey, orbit.
57 the Mike. 57 the Mike. Know your job.
57's the mic. Rock 57.
That's what I do.
57.
They'll look to throw here. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 45-yard line.
Ready.
A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down. From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
It's gonna be a long day, offense.
They'll look to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on second and 10. Second and 10. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Mike 56.
Watch the run.
Ready.
He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
Gun, gun, gun.
53, hot 53.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
Joker, 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 joker.
They go play action here on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Newton. And he completes it to Hunt. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That one covers 29 yards, first down. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it seems almost effortless.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
Ready, 180.
Mike 56. Hey, 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 hey.
Look at it.
On 2nd and 15 now. Newton escaping the pressure right. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. Pretty lucky to get the football back. Had his target out there waving the arms, saying I'm open, but maybe didn't see him quick enough.
And I know the jokes are always about defensive backs' hands. What really actually happens, you don't get many opportunities. You get over anxious, and you start to think about taking it away and going the other way instead of focusing and catching the ball.
53.
3rd and long, it's Newton. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
56 to Mike.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
50, plant.
I got one.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that, got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Ready, break.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a first and 10 at the 46. Now they'll run it on the toss. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
High 7.
5-2 is the Mike. Mike 5-2.
Second and 6. This one complete to Christian Kirk. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that. Give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
His throw caught right around the 6. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Hey, Sam off.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
The tackle made at the 3-yard line. A pickup of 2.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
70, Indy.
They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal.
SOS.
36, 36.
Ready?
They'll try to run this one in. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Right now, no questioning the toughness of this Jaguar defense. This is third and goal. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on third down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We're soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
Back up.
Here we go on 4th down. And not only will he not get in, he's going to lose yardage. They stuff him back at the 4. The run is turned away on 4th and goal from the 2. And the Jaguars are able to come up with a goal line stand. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Jordan. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 22 yards there, a first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
He's going to sling this deep downfield. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 62 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Strip that ball. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
8.
Off play action. Newton steps away. And he's going to, and they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. PAT up and good by Rosas. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind him. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They'll set up a throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Check, Mike 57.
Mike.
He'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. He'll take it at the 42. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. A first update now from Cincinnati. The Raiders are out to an early lead. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive. He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Newton. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Close there. He caught it, just wasn't able to stay in bounds.
And that's where the sideline, it was used as a 12th defender. You know, 11's legal. This one is an imaginary one that my college coach used to call Sammy Sideline. Sammy Sideline can protect you at times, and in this case, that's exactly what he did for the defenders.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Check. 180.
Check. 53 is mine. It's coming this way. Coming this way. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Throwing on third down, Newton. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
The Jets on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
5.
52's the mic right here over there, right? 52's the mic. 3 buzz, 3 buzz, 3 buzz. Mike 52, Mike 52. Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
They're going to look to throw. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A gain of right around 30 on a play that began way back inside the 5.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Check 52.
Hey, Delta.
57's the mic. Watch 57.
Quarterback, don't get nervous. Hit it.
2nd and 9 now. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45.
Ready?
Back to throw here. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
56 the mark.
Hey, wahoo!
2nd and 1. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
I'm here all day. Mike 56.
They'll drop the throw. And he comes back with one complete. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down. This quarterback now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. Here's the correct call.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
2nd and 14. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Let's get it. 5-2 the Mike. Mike 5-2. Mike 5-2. Mike 52. Mike 52. Let's go, tackle. Let's go.
He'll look to throw. Got a man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jets. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Jets are going to retake the lead. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And the lead is now 10-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
26-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
At their own 22-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Out of the gun, Newton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they look to throw. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Now they'll run it on the toss. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And finally marked down at the 23. That good for 19 and a first down. Right back to him on first down. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
Set, ready, 8, read.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Hey, Haywood.
No, check that. We're on Mike 52 right here.
Snap.
2nd and 11. He finds Hopkins complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. 2nd down pass play got them 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining.
Check 24, check 24.
61, matchbox right.
Tighten up.
Hit it.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. And maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in.
Yeah, actually did a little bit of a slow dance there with the left upright, didn't it? But had just enough space, as you said, for it to curl in.
And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Let's go. 17-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Now Newton. Buying time to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And after the sack, he's still down on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Dancing to it, and it's a fumble. And it's scooped up by the Jets. He finds some open field here. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Now back to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. They had the big play on the fumble return. They were looking for the 1-2 punch, but they couldn't get that two-point conversion. And I have to wonder, were they scheduled to go ahead and kick the extra point, but after a play like that, you talk about the 1-2 punch, right? It's a momentum play. Go for two and really try to capitalize, and that's what they attempted. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they've got to be still reeling from the events of a moment ago. What a turn on that last play. You're knocking on the door. You're about to take it in. You think you're going to get some points on the board. Instead, you cough it up and watch them take it the rest of the way to the opposite end zone. That's a two-score swing that you just gave up.
First down, Jacksonville.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Geis. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 45-yard line. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Down, 50, plant.
53. Hey, tighten down. There you go.
Deep grip.
They'll try the left side. Herron, and the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. 3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. Looking to throw. And he completes it to Hunt. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 24-yard line. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep, find some space, and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
And he's going to take this down to about the 17. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Look, squeeze.
Jim.
On second down now, Herron. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Hey, watch the slant.
On first down, this is Geis. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now a run with Geis. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Jaguars on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll look to throw. Able to find his running back, Geis. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And the Jets are going to get the football back. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Look at me, zipper. Hey, seam 6, seam 6.
I'm coming up to you.
2nd and 10. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 46 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Now, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Go, 8, read.
And they give this time to the tailback. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. Well, no doubt here in the 4th quarter, this is a huge defensive series.
Hey, they can read the scoreboard. They realize if they give up a field goal here, this game might be out of reach. They understand the stakes and are playing accordingly.
Here's 2nd and 8. Now he's flushed out left. He's going to take off with it. opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that will make this a 19-point game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. This quarterback now, a perfect 5 of 5 since taking over. They haven't missed a beat. 1st and 10. Back to throw. That one is caught by Hunt. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
They'll look to throw here. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And a return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point, his first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
Going deep for Hopkins. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down. And the incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Jets on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
57, Mike, 57.
I got it. Mike's 57. 57's Mike.
Here I come.
Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57.
He'll drop to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in. But when it actually does happen in the heat of battle, it brings me right out of my seat.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? They'll set up to throw. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Oh, design run for their wideout.
You ain't doing nothing today.
That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. 23 yards the pickup there. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week.
No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely.
We're gonna shut you down.
You ready?
Army, army. Army, army.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. From 13 yards out. And the Jags take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Rosas good with the extra point, and that will shave one more off this lead. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
At the 40-yard line.
So it's a victory here for the New York Jets, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Jets, it's a big win here as they move to 11-4 now in the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, their playoff hopes take a big hit as they fall to 8-7. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Time to bring the bass bird. Swear I'm going big like a lineman. She want bring the limes in. She wanna pull up to the crib, we can't dine in. Up right away, couldn't even get a vine in. Straight with the money, we aligned in. Tell me how they broke, tryna chime in. Jesus watching over, he in diamonds. He the only reason why I do not get violent. Ay, cause he gave me patience. Ay, swear that all makes sense. Ay, when you making bands, can make friends. Cause I know they tryna shit like Ray Bans. Got a bad little shorty wasting. And I own it, I ain't gotta pay rent. Ay, I know we the ones that ain't them. Put both hands together and I'm saying amen. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going bigger. Postmates, how I deliver. My game too cold, made it shiver. But I'm still a hot boy, cool it down, let it simmer. Hey, see him mad, got him bitter. Can't stop the shine with a dimmer. Only what I give her, and she let her call me baby, but I do not need a sitter. See me dip, yeah, I'm saucing. People at the bank see me often. Let the money run, it's a faucet. She gave me the that's the bosses. Took over the game, now we all in. I was down in the chips, then went all in. Throwing up the game, ain't no vomit. Make my mama stop working, that's the promise. Going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm P-P-P-Love, time to bring the bass bird.